Hey guys and girls, welcome back to the Daily Hit. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 10 best electric vehicles on the market right now. As the number of electric cars continues to grow, as more new electric cars are launched, and as used electric cars become more widely available, our choices will continue to expand as more manufacturers get on board with the technology in preparation for tightening emissions regulations and upcoming bans on the sale of new petrol and diesel cars. At the same time, the electric car charging infrastructure is improving, making electric vehicles more viable for more people. The wider availability of fast and rapid chargers at homes and workplaces, as well as in public spaces, means it's easier than ever to make the swap into a BEV, battery electric vehicle, and enjoy its lower costs with relatively little inconvenience. But which electric vehicle should you choose? Well, have no fear. We here at the Daily Hit have suggestions. Today, we're covering the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022. But before we dive in, be sure to subscribe to the Daily Hit and hit that bell icon to receive notifications whenever our latest videos are released. We crank out fun, interesting, and informative videos every single day. We don't want you to miss an episode. Okay, let's get down to it with the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022. In at number 10, Nissan Ariya. If you're after a brilliantly capable all-electric family SUV, then the Nissan Ariya should be at the top of your list. The Ariya is only the Japanese manufacturer's third full EV for Europe, following the success of its Leaf electric car and the ENV200 van MPV. The good news? It's been worth the wait, and the Ariya's obvious benefits will convince more family buyers to make the move to battery-powered motoring. Comfortable to drive, the Ariya feels like a real step up for Nissan in terms of quality, engineering, and onboard technology. Its coupe SUV body looks sharp, while there's plenty of useful practical touches in the cabin to make life easier. Many especially like the electronically operated center console that's able to move back and forth depending on whether you'd like more space in the front or the rear. Number 9 in the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, Hyundai Ioniq 5. The Ioniq 5 has its sights firmly set on premium rivals such as the Audi Q4 e-tron, Volkswagen ID.4, and Tesla Model Y. Make no mistake, the Ioniq 5 is impressive across the board, showcasing next-gen electric car tech along with capable performance and charging ability normally reserved for high-end models like the Porsche Taycan and Audi e-tron GT. 2 battery options are available with 3 power outputs. The entry 58 kWh battery is paired with a single 168 brake horsepower motor driving the rear wheels, delivering a 0 to 62 mph time of 8.5 seconds with a range of 238 miles. The 214 battery horsepower mid-spec version offers the best range with a 73 kWh battery, increasing the total distance able to be covered on a single charge to 280 miles. The top-spec variant uses the same 73 kWh battery, but adds a second motor at the front, giving a combined total 301 battery horsepower and 605 Nm of torque. Overall range with this top spec falls slightly to 267 miles, although performance is much improved with 0 to 62 taking only 5.2 seconds. Starting around $43,650, the Ioniq 5 features a superb infotainment system and generous standard kits, while the available space has to be seen to be believed. It's comfortable too, so you'll relish the chance of racking up the miles. In at number 8 of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, Kia EV6. The Kia EV6 is the sister vehicle to the Hyundai Ioniq 5, so it's a great pick if you love Hyundai's technology but aren't quite as sold on its retro futuristic looks. The EV6 is arguably the more conventional of the two, and it's a bit lower and more sporty. This is reflected in its handling, with a slightly firmer suspension offering sharper responses. It's offered in long-range rear-wheel drive, long-range all-wheel drive, and a high-performance GT version. The entry-level version is a favorite because it not only offers the best range of up to 328 miles from its 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery, but many also find that its 7.2-second 0 to 62 mile/hour time to be quick enough. With all-wheel drive, the next step up is undeniably faster, lopping 2 seconds off its benchmark sprint time, but it also has a slightly shorter range, costs considerably more, and doesn't feel entirely comfortable to drive fast. Every version features impressive ultra-rapid charging at up to 250 kilowatts, so if you can find a fast enough public charger, a top-up from 10 to 80% is possible in less than 20 minutes. Its interior is no less desirable, thanks to its dashboard dominated by a pair of curved 12.3-inch screens for the instruments and infotainment setup. In at number 7 of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, the Škoda Enyaq. The Enyaq is an all-electric family car that is typical Škoda. That is to say, it's practical, well-equipped, comfortable, and decent to drive. With top-spec models able to cover over 300 miles from a full charge, it soothes any range anxiety and just gets on with being an exceptional family car that just happens to run on battery power. Škoda has come up with an innovative way of helping you to personalize your new Enyaq as well. Instead of standard trim levels, it offers 5 individual design selections. There's Loft, Lodge, Lounge, Suite, and Eco Suite. Each provides a distinct design approach with different materials used to create a certain style. The standard kit is generous with 19-inch alloy wheels, LED headlights, a virtual cockpit digital instrument display, climate control, cruise control, and rear parking sensors, all featuring on the base model. In at number 6 of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, Fiat 500. The Fiat 500 nails its city car brief perfectly. It's competitively priced, offering low running costs and plenty of Italian flair. Although the third-generation car is a little bigger than its combustion engine predecessor, the 500 EV is still at home darting through urban traffic. And you shouldn't have any trouble parking either, as even the entry-level models come with rear parking sensors standard. 2 battery options are available, a 42 kilowatt-hour long-range version and a 24 kilowatt-hour city range variant. The city range offers up to 115 miles of range from a single charge, while the bigger battery gives you a more practical 199 miles before needing to charge. Inside, the cabin is suitably stylish with a beneficial suite of onboard tech. Base cars offer a 7-inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. Moving up through the mid and top spec models brings a rear view camera and a 10.25-inch infotainment touchscreen. In at number 5 of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, the Genesis GV60. Genesis, with its winged Aston Martin-like badge and sharp styling cues, is a new name in places like the UK. But Hyundai's premium sub-brand is well established in other markets, and cars like the GV60 have helped Genesis to start gaining a foothold in places like the United Kingdom. It also hopes to win buyers over with its concierge service, which includes a personal assistant, a 5-year care plan for your car, and over-the-air software updates. The Genesis GV60 is a fully electric small SUV that rides on the same eGMP platform as the Kia EV6 and Hyundai Ioniq 5. As such, it offers incredibly rapid charging, a refined driving experience, and a long range. It's a more luxurious option than its Hyundai and Kia sister cars, with Genesis pitching the GV60 against the Audi Q4 e-tron and Mercedes EQA. The price tag reflects that, but the interior does feel suitably upmarket, even if some of the details seem borderline chintzy. Rear and four-wheel drive models are available, with rear drive offering the best range estimated at 321 miles. Top-spec models are quicker, but even the entry-level car doesn't lack any punch off the line. It's comfortable, while also being quite decent to drive. The refinement is very impressive, too. Number 4 in the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022. The BMW i4. The BMW i4 demonstrates the brand's commitment to both an electrified future and its rich heritage for delivering cars that are great to drive. Arguably, the best part about the i4 is the way it handles. Despite weighing in at over 2 tons, it feels brilliant through the corners with a precise steering feel and impressive agility. In fact, near silent progress aside, you'd struggle to tell the difference between it and a fossil-fueled 4 Series Gran Coupe. The standard eDrive 40 i4 produces 335 brake horsepower and 430 Nm of torque, which should be plenty for everyday driving. Yet there's also a 536 battery horsepower i4 M50 version, which is the first electric car to be produced by BMW's performance-focused M division. The 335 battery horsepower model is offered in both Sport and M Sport trim levels, both of which come with a healthy amount of kit. M Sport models get mostly cosmetic upgrades for an extra $1,600. The optional kit is rather expensive, however, and the i4 doesn't offer quite as much value for the money as its rivals. In at number 3 of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, the BMW iX. BMW has delivered some fine electrified models over the years, with the revolutionary i8 sports car and more mainstream i3 Super Mini standing out as superb examples of the German manufacturer's engineering skill. Following on from the more recent introductions of the all-electric iX3 SUV and i4 Gran Coupe, the iX is the first of BMW's battery-powered SUVs to be built on a dedicated EV platform. There are 3 versions currently available. The first is the 332 battery horsepower xDrive 40 with a 71 kilowatt-hour battery that's good for a range of up to 257 miles. While the other 2 versions are the 516 battery horsepower xDrive 50 and the upcoming 611 battery horsepower M60. These more powerful variants up the battery size to 105 kilowatt-hours and will achieve a claimed maximum of 380 and 357 miles respectively. All versions of the BMW iX feature a 4-wheel drive dual-motor setup, and although this contributes to a rather hefty curb weight of over 2,400 kilograms, the iX handles surprisingly well and grips reassuringly through corners. The ride is incredibly refined, too, with the suspension doing an excellent job of absorbing the vibrations and bumps of even the most pothole-riddled roads. Make your way inside and you'll be greeted by a plush, distinctively styled cabin filled with high-quality materials. Not only does it look and feel good, it performs well too, with a dual-screen infotainment setup featuring the latest version of BMW's iDrive. In at number 2 of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022, the Ford Mustang Mach-E. The Mustang Mach-E is Ford's first all-electric SUV and is one of the most important cars for the Blue Oval in a generation. Starting from around $47,000, the Mach-E is a practical and well-priced EV that offers great handling and a generous list of standard kit. It doesn't compromise on pace either. with the fastest 346 battery horsepower all-wheel drive version capable of doing 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. The model range consists of 68 kilowatt-hour standard range battery variants with either rear or four-wheel drive. The former offers up to 273 miles of range and the latter 243 miles. Move up to the 88 kilowatt-hour extended range cars and you'll benefit from more miles on a single charge, a claimed 379 miles for the rear-wheel drive model and 335 miles for the all-wheel drive first edition SUV. The Mustang Mach-E is nothing like its iconic sports car namesake, but it's a well-crafted electric SUV that still offers a breadth of skills. And if you're after more pace, the 480 battery horsepower Mach-E GT Performance model is even faster and boasts the MagneRide adaptive suspension. And finally, number 1 on our list of the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022. Tesla Model 3. The Model 3 was the electric car many had been waiting for. It's a compact executive saloon, rivaling the likes of Mercedes C-Class and BMW 3 Series, a market with a broad mainstream appeal. And it's also one of the most convincing electric cars that money can buy. It combines minimalist style, space-age technology, grin-inducing performance, cutting-edge charging tech supported by the expansive and dedicated Tesla Supercharger network, and most importantly, a long driving range. The entry-level Standard Range Plus model claims up to 267 miles on a single charge, but it doesn't sacrifice performance to achieve this. The electric motor drives the rear wheels and powers the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.3 seconds, while top speed is 140 miles per hour. The interior is nothing like what you'll find in any BMW or Audi. The minimalist approach might not be to everyone's taste, but you can't deny the wow factor. Spend a bit more and the four-wheel drive long-range version has 2 electric motors and a larger battery for a range of 360 miles, with 0 to 60 miles per hour dropping to 4.2 seconds. Then there's the Model 3 Performance, which scorches from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, but is still capable of 352 miles on a full battery. Well, there you have it, the top 10 electric vehicles of 2022. Thanks for watching. We hope you found the video helpful, and if so, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to be part of the Daily Hit family. We'll be back with another interesting and informative video soon right here on the Daily Hit. We'll see you next time.